been a while. Had a ton of fucking projects, but today found it interesting. Just filled one of our old cow ponds up, fresh irrigation water, and we got it stocked maybe a month ago with big fish, not fry. And they've all been spawning. We've got bass, bluegill, catfish, frog. We're gonna get some crayfish this weekend, but everything is going good. But this water primrose out there just exploded, and we had just this area kind of opened up just a few weeks ago. And I came out, pulled piles that way, and got all this shit out. I am leaving some stuff for fry to continue to have some habitat, but we've got a couple islands out here that I've got to crawl out to and scrape all this shit back, piss the frogs off. And then right over here, this is all real shallow. I think I'm gonna dig a huge hole in that and create my little honey hole. Maybe sink some old concrete pipe in there and give some, make that little catfish alley or something. But it's looking good. Pond's coming along real nice. Not gonna fish it for a while. It's gonna let these guys continue to grow. There's some bigger fish in here that we've caught, and somehow they ended up in here. We didn't relocate any fish. They just, pet fish that escaped and whatnot. So come back with some progress later. Millions of frogs. They're pissed. Yeah, you mind?
Yeah, no.
All right, so we got some crawfish for the pond. Got them from
Freshwater Fish Company.
All right, he's a man. He stocked it with a bunch of bluegill, catfish, and healthy bass. And he's even got crawdads. I'm hoping that they'll help eat some of this vegetation. I've been manually pulling all this stuff out.
They do help with the vegetation.
So it won't sink and start stinking.
And they're pretty
So
much
we're gonna
the bass's favorite.
release them everywhere. So we've got. All right, so we've already emptied the other tote along that whole backside. It was shallow, but I dug a channel there to get the boat around, keep weeds out, and just kind of letting them go. And all these mats, I can't reach the island, so look at these big guys that Brett brought me out. I mean, they're massive. You guys need fish or crawdads in the Sacramento area, he's the man. I'll post his address, not his address, but oh, look at that guy. He's feisty. He's gonna be delicious one day. But they're everywhere. The goose in its natural habitat. Just drowning a brick. Doing a little update on the pond here. You can see all these minnows. A lot of these ones toward the inner shoals, some of the fatter ones you see, those are actually mosquito fish. Some of these little tiny guys in here, they're not mosquito fish. Right out there, I don't know if you'll catch it through the water. There they are. We definitely have some new bass, some that spawned in here. I know they're bass. It's hard to pick up through the camera here, but they definitely have the stripe of the stripe, or not a striped bass, but you got the stripe going down the body. And they're actually hunting these little mosquito fish in here. I keep scaring them out. those guys will come and slam them. There's probably 4 or 5, maybe 2-3 inchers up there. A couple of the bass, when I got this pond stocked from Freshwater Fish Company, a couple of the bass he brought me were currently spawning. They had eggs in them, so see, there you go. The contrast is terrible, but they're out there. They're right in that little pocket. That big guy, a couple more in here. So that's wonderful news. Had another algae bloom, but we're filling the pond back up, get the algae out. This water primrose that I kind of drug up on the surface, you know, I haven't done anything with it, just kind of piled it up. Water got back up to it and it grew. So, but the stuff that I've cut back out in here, it hasn't grown back because it's finally deep enough. Filling it up slow like I did. Tapered like this. I should have just used our ag pumps to fill it completely up, and I probably wouldn't have 90% of the primrose that's out here. But good water clarity here in the shallows and in the deep. It's maybe 30 inches. There's some more little schools of bass in there. They're definitely hunting. They're hitting all these little guys. They're everywhere, thousands of them. I don't know if you just heard, we got frogs in here. If you didn't see the other videos, we've had it stocked with catfish, bass, bluegill, sunfish, and crawdads. Got a family of ducks living out definitely on this island. They hatched out here, and they're a few weeks old, maybe a month old, and doing good. Just run a garden hose out here 24/7, just to bring the water level up. I might bring it up another 10 inches and shut it off, but everything's looking good. Our other pond that we've been filling up, our deep water pond, we filled it up, let it sit for a week. Water level dropped maybe 2 feet, so we filled it back up, and it's been sitting for about a week now, and it's only dropped maybe 6-8 inches. So as soon as got some water going right now on fields up here, as soon as we're done with first water set, we'll probably turn the water back on the other pump and fill it up all the way. I filled it up a couple feet short of where I eventually wanted it. Just didn't want to fill it up in case there was anything catastrophic that was going to happen. But I don't really see too many little fish out here. There's a couple in these little pieces of grass and whatnot, but nothing really up along the banks here. They really dig the shallows up there. There's some, but I've yet to see a crawdad since we stocked this pond with crawdads. I know we have a couple blue herrings, a couple egrets that come out here and just molest all these little mosquito fish. Oh, there's a ton of little mosquito fish up in here, but it kicks off real deep there, so there's probably some good fish in there. Yeah, but no crawdads. I'm wondering if the damn birds ran off with all my dads. Either that, or they just got to the good islands out there. But I spread them real heavy on that side, real heavy over there. I threw a few over here, but not really. So I'm hoping they made it, or at least some of them, enough to breed, enough to give me some more. I gotta check our overflow over here, make sure we're not capped over. It's a nice little shallow area for all the fry. Millions of them. There's my good battery. Good duck flying out of the island. A couple of them. Yeah. Babies are big enough to fly now. Shit. So we've still got plenty of room on our spillway. I probably need to lower the boards. I want it to spill over here before it spills over the berm. That'd be no good. So actually no, it's about 10-11 inches where I want it. So I might take those top boards out and put a couple center boards in there. Got a little bit leaching through, but not much. It's drying up. It curves around and drops back into our recirc pump. Just got all the fields discs, so I was expecting the pond to be a little bit nastier just from all the dust and dirt. It's all the piles of weeds we took out. Now, every time I've been out here, except today, of course, that little tiny tule, there's always a fish jumping at that. So I left it there for him, believe it or not. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, but the banks over here, wherever there's some grass, is just littered with fry. That's not the water glistening, those are fish. But yeah, you can see how shallow, how gradual the bank is. I actually had to dig up a bunch around this island to be able to get the boat around it and keep it clean, fish it, make sure the coyotes can't get out and, you know, easily trot across a couple inches and get in there with the birds' nests. But oh, there's see him right there, big bluegill. Nice. I can't see him in this. Something big just jumped over to the left, but the bluegill's right behind and to the left of this piece of grass. He's right in there, hanging out. Oh, he's coming to the surface. No, there's a few of them in there. Nice. So again, we've been catching bluegill and putting them in here, besides what we've had stocked. So there's, I think originally we had 80 to 100 bluegill and 20 bass, 20 catfish stocked. Haven't caught any more catfish, but we've got at least another 100 bluegill to throw in here. Bluegill that were stocked were, you know, little bitty guys. We caught catchable size fish and threw them in here. The bass, you know, those were 1-pounders, so they weren't too bad. Catchable, but, you know, probably not, because they're farm raised and eat nothing but pellets. They've never seen a fucking lure in their life. But let's see, any fish out here? Not seeing anything. I could see almost the entire bottom. Probably need to reach out with our excavator and dig this down a little bit more, at least in a couple areas. Need to get out there and kind of clean up the islands now. All the ducks have done their thing. I was thinking build them a little box shelter over there, but yeah, they're wild ducks. They wouldn't know what to do with it. Yeah, I don't. You see where I kind of reached out and grabbed Don't really see anything. But yeah, that's the pond. Oh, there's one of the ducks. Usually got a bunch of geese in here too. I'm just happy the herring and egrets aren't out here. Little thieves. Go check my little bass honey or catfish honey hole over here. But yeah, still no sign of a crawdad either. A little disappointed. I thought about throwing all my crawdad traps out and just seeing if, you know, I could catch any and release them, but, you know, make sure there's still some in there, but I don't know. And there's enough vegetation in here. Oh, disturbed the duck. Thousands of fish. Yeah, mostly mosquito fish. But it's good feed. Those are not mosquito fish. Those are little bass. Huh. Those are smaller than the ones we saw over there. Maybe the bass are coming in here and hanging out. See, I mean, I could see it, like, that's the same size almost, but that's definitely mosquito fish. It's got that black dot on them. Maybe the bass came up in here and nested. I haven't seen any beds in the shallows. You know what? That might be a bed right there. I don't see any fish hanging around it. Might be an old one. Yeah, you know what? There's a couple more little, it's hard to see, right on the outside of that green bush. Looks like a couple more little beds. Huh. I didn't think they'd like it in here. But that spot right in there is pretty deep. Well, not pretty deep, it's 4 feet, but the rest of this is, you know, a foot, 16 inches. So big hole there, big hole there. Still no dads. It's disappointing. I think they, you know, were hanging out in these beds and the damn egrets and herrings just got them. Through, oh, what, 50, no, 60 to 70 pounds of them in here. Yeah, you can see how shallow this is. It's crazy. I mean, it starts here and out where that grass starts, it's about 3 inches deep. So, lots of habitat for all these little guys. Oh yeah, getting a bunch more frogs. Well, let's see if my juvenile bass are still hanging out over here. Yep. Oh, they're closer up. They were right under there this time. There he is. He popped back out. I'll scare a bunch of these mosquito fish out to the deep. Then bass pick them up. Yeah, I've thrown my pole in here a few times. You know, a few different lures, real small ones, crappie jigs more or less, trying to get something to bite. Haven't got anything, but hopefully. Oh, so yeah, we threw in maybe another 100 bass, or not 100 bass, 100 bluegill, and probably another 15 bass. A couple decent sized ones. I'll add a picture. So they're in here, but a lot of them are raised on farm food. They've seen nothing but pellets. It's gonna be a while before they hit jigs, but hopefully these little juveniles will teach them a thing or two.